Hi, everyone. Hopefully everybody's doing good today. Okay. Hi, Philly. Okay, just waiting on some people to come in. Just let me light my candle here before I forget. Okay, so I always forget. Do many things here at my desk. I have no idea why that's in my mind, but okay, so today is September 27th. 2023. My God, how time has gone by. Oh, Monique, you're always around. I don't even need this to be running to see you around. Okay, so just waiting for a few people to come in, and before I start, hi, Anne. Hey, Angie, haven't seen you in a while. Or at least haven't seen you on a list. Okay, so one of the things that just wanted to mention is that we have been getting some scammers recently that have been kind of chasing people or sending you messages or asking you to join or whatever and DM you. We don't do scamming. We don't allow scammers. So as soon as we see them, we try to get rid of them. Though I have found most of them are from Nigeria. So I have banned Nigeria, at least from our page, our group. So hopefully that'll solve these people from coming in and give us all kinds of issues and whatnot and annoy people. So if you do recognize or see one on our site or on tonight's event, please tell us so we can trace them down and block them from future access. Much agreed. Much appreciated. Anyway, so we now let me just close all this so my manager can get a hold of me when she wants to tell me that I do something wrong. Oh, let's see as we go. Okay. So the other thing is that for those of you guys who donate or send us stars on Facebook, it's much appreciated. If you feel that I don't see them, it's because I'm not seeing them on this screen. I only see them in the Facebook screen, but I'm on a different screen. So if you feel that I'm ignoring you, please don't, because it's just the screen I'm on, and it's greatly appreciated. So there's no guarantee if you donate that you'll get a read. So let's move on. Enough babble, right, dear? Okay, so yeah, let's pick one. Also, if I pick you, you'll find your name appear up on the screen. So dum dum. Okay, so let's start off with this one. Shirley Timmerman. Okay. Okay, so you just want a general read. Okay. Let's see what we can get for you. So judging from the cards, the first thing I'm kind of get a feeling is that, the first one I get on this side is the romance card along with the happy card. So if you're in a romance, it's going to get a little, move forward with it. But if you don't, that means there's somebody new coming, or somebody that you're going to be interested in over the next little while. On the other side too, we see a lot of movement spiritually. Again, being able to think or see things ahead of a time for yourself, and being more aware of little messages you get. I feel that there's going to be a bit of a kind of a letdown from family. If I put this, it's like you're going to be happy, but something's going to happen that's going to bring you down a bit. And I'm not quite sure what that is. It may be somebody that you might get injured or might get ill or whatnot, and it just kind of slows you down, but it's only momentary. I just see a lot of kind of happiness moving along your way with little indents of where you're going to kind of have to step over the holes so you don't get pulled into it, type of thing. I also see one of the major angels coming in to guide you. It's not Michael, it's somebody else. I don't remember the name, but certainly giving you a little bit more information on dealing with standing up for yourself when it comes to being pushed around. So it's kind of a reference to me that at work you may have a bit of things like that going on, and all of a sudden you're going to be moving at a faster pace with your job or career or whatnot. So yeah, I kind of see a little bit of really good movement towards you. You just, like they say, you're just going to have to step over the potholes, and learning how to deal with stepping over potholes. And once you hit that level, then it'll be a nice and smooth movement for you. Thank you for coming tonight, and I hope that helps you in some way. Let's see. Okay, so let's go up this way. Okay, so anything for me right now? I'm being pulled to you, so Michelle Oldfield. Okay, so if anybody here hears me say something like I'm being pulled, when I pick on people or pick on people, when I pick people, it's because my spirit guide is telling me to pick you. I'm assuming because maybe he needs some help, or he just, in other words, I pick people from what my eyes are being pulled to. So I'm not ignoring you. If you want to read, it's just the ones I'm supposed to read, I guess. Okay, so Michelle, right now it's 10 after 7 p.m. So I'm assuming that I think is what, 8 or 9 a.m. for you, if I remember correctly. Anyway, so the first thing I want to let you know is that there's an older lady that's standing behind you and giving you a lot of advice and helping you move on with things. And it's certainly seeing kind of they're showing you standing in the middle of something that's kind of turbulent and just kind of, circling around you, like you're not quite sure where to do and who to talk to about things. But, um, the message I get for her is that if you move forward, then the things can't circle around you, and then you'll kind of have to deal with things in a much easier way. And she says part of the reason is that you're allowing too much information to come into your mind, and you're muddled. Uh, so it's more about, again, as they always tell people, you get away from the where the noise is, and you move into a kind of calmer area, out of the house, outside, in the car, whichever one, but it's a nice quieter area, so you don't get all this stress coming in through your ears. And that way you'll be able to deal with family conflicts and stress, dealing with people that might be ill. I am seeing, though, time for you to be re-energizing in that kind of way of saying, I'm moving in my direction and not your direction. And just being very logical with money. Just, make sure you're not giving away too much money to people. Be logical. If you have a partner, make sure that the two of you are logical with money, because I see money is going to go out for something that needs to be going out. But again, the message I'm getting for you is don't allow other people to kind of clutter your mind when it comes to certain things, and make the logics away from noise and away from emotions. And then you'll have clarity. Anyway, so this lady is just letting you know that you got a lot of spirits in the house, and they're all trying to helping you along the way. And all she says is, she laughs and she says, you may have to change your budget on your Christmas sometime soon, and just laughs and just kind of disappears. So it might be a message to you. So anyway, that's all I have for you. I hope that helps you in some way. And thank you for coming. Okay, so there's somebody up here that I saw. I wanted to do. Oops. I'm just going to try to find you here, if I can quickly find you. Because I saw you pop up here, and I'm pretty sure you're here. Just give me 2 seconds. If I can't find you, then I'll move to somebody else. Sorry to say, but. Okay, so I saw here Stephanie Clark. When it comes to spirit guides names, just pick one, because they have so many names. They have thousands of names. So pick one that you can remember, and just use that, so that you're not trying to remember something that's strange or hard to remember. Okay, so where are we? Okay, so Cindy Ann Parsons. Okay, first time on, hoping for a reading from friends and family. Let's see what I can do. Okay, so as usual with me, and I think that's just something they're doing to me. I have no idea why. I know other people don't do this, but I always get the grandmothers that come in, and I guess it's just their way of bringing people that they want to bring in, or just the way, Bernard works with me. But because everybody says, oh, you always get the grandmother, and that's just the way I think Bernard's working with me. Hopefully one day I'll get something different. Who knows? Anyway, and just as I say that, so there's grandfather standing behind you, plus a grandmother. Um, and I'm not quite sure who that other person. There seems to be a younger male with him, which seems to be maybe if your dad's gone or something like that. But we'll see who he is. And I only have a few minutes to try and figure this out. Um, so the message for you right now is over the next little while is maintain your money and make sure you don't overspend. There's going to be a need for you to spend. Obviously, Christmas is coming. Um, but it's not necessarily about Christmas. It's also something about moving forward or perhaps even moving where you're going to have to put some money out. I also have the romance card, which is kind of tying in saying that there's going to be, a bit of time with romance and having to deal with a romance. Um, so it's kind of also a message that if it's a new romance, then don't spend a lot of money on the person and make sure the guys or girls with you. Uh, Not just for the money. So I don't know if you're in a romance or not, but that's just kind of like a message I'm getting about romance. Just kind of make sure that everything's not about money. And if you're married, it also just means focus on money and make sure you guys don't get in a position where you're arguing because of money. Um, a lot of your spiritual abilities are going to come out over the next little while too. You're healing. You're going to get a lot more thoughts in your head, a lot more things you want to do that you haven't wanted to do before and kind of be pushed in different directions. Um, but I'm also kind of getting the feeling is that uh, 4 month mark is going to be very important for you. So the 4 month is what I can't even remember anymore. August, November, December, January. So January is the new year. So it's going to be very important for you. Um, and I think there's going to be a few changes coming that way. I feel the positive changes, but I think the next 3 years you're just going to be kind of like muttering through it, and then at the January you're going to see a lot of changes that are going to make you kind of happy. Um, but these are the messages from the spirits to you. Um, so the grandfather type person is letting you know that the spirits are very proud of you. So they're always around you, so don't worry about that. They are here, and they are watching over kids that have been lost. So don't worry about it. They said everything's good, everything's on the right path. So take care. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. I hope that helps you in some way, and thank you for coming. Okay, so that was that one. Let's go down here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Deirdre O'Flynn. Sounds like a Irish name. Well, you have an Irish picture too, so I guess you're Irish. It is a good old Irish name. Kind of like from the the old days, something that's been carried on for over and over for centuries, and well-known name. Okay, so general read. Okay, so the first thing that comes over with the cards is again the joining of the two for a project and the romance card. So when these two kind of come together, plus we also have the family celebration card. Um, so when you have the romance card along with the joining of two cards, usually means that two are joining for a project. If you don't have a romance, that means a new one's coming in, and the project would be for you to have a new life together. If you have a romance or somebody with you, these two join together usually means you're going to be in a project to perhaps have a child. So these cards are just saying it's a very positive force, or a lot of energy around you, asking you to move forward in this kind of direction, or you are going to be moving in this kind of direction. Um, so it's really not so much focusing on work, but more on family, more on helping people. So if you work, it's more going to be like a secondary thing, where the rest is you're going to be focusing a lot more on the personal side of your life. And another card I have here, and the message from here is, you can help people, but just don't use it with money. Your spirit guide is telling me that you're going to be quite successful over the next year when it comes to learning new stuff spiritually. You're going to be seeing new people come into your life that's going to kind of open your eyes, and you're going to kind of look at them and say, I never thought of it that way. So new things and new thoughts and new processes will be handed to you for you to look at and say, you know what? I never thought of it this way. I think I'm going to do this, and I'm going to see how it works this way. Perhaps what I'm doing is not quite the way I'm supposed to be doing it anymore. And it's just the kind of thing that you're going to be getting. Again, you have a female spirit hanging around you. That's kind of, she was somebody that was very forceful, but, was very loving, but forceful in her beliefs. Somebody you really couldn't convince otherwise, but I don't think she forced it on anybody. You just couldn't convince her otherwise. But this is a family celebration that's coming up, that I'm being told a lot of spirits are coming in. And again, Christmas is coming, so family celebrations could be somebody that's coming in that you haven't seen in a while. Maybe people are moving in that you haven't seen them in a few years, but it's a family celebration that's going to be very important this year, and it's, I'm going to say monumental in a positive way. So hopefully it won't be on the negative side, but I'm not seeing any negative, and all the cards are not negative. So I think that this family get together will be fairly good, at least for you and several other people. Anyway, so thank you for coming, and I hope that helps you in some way. Okay, so let's see some. Okay, so where should I put you? I lost you. Where'd you go? Yeah, lost you. Okay. Yeah, let's go back down here because so many people come in. Okay, so before I continue on, there's an animal spirit that just popped in, or has been kind of bugging me for the last couple of days. I haven't had a chance to, give him because of other things I've been working on. So the first thing I'm kind of getting from this animal, it's like a boxer, kind of a, the brownish kind of boxer, light brown. It was kind of like very, obviously all dogs are all very happy and whatnot, but Also, the dog like to explore. So I think there was an issue at times, if the dog was out or whatnot, that he would go wandering. It was a male. So, and a lot of times, they'd have to wait a few times for it to come back, or they'd have to go and find it. Um, I see it as being a bit of a lap dog too. I see, a female sitting there, and he'd jump on the couch, and he put his head on her lap, and she would just kind of like scratch scratch the belly and whatnot, and it was very affectionate dog. Um, the only thing I can see is that it passed by an accident with a dog, with a cat, an accident with a car, not a cat. Um, so one of the things that I'm getting back from this animal is that uh, it wants to know that it has come back during the night to visit its owner. It has left marks and whatnot, or if you've heard them. Um, but often uh, jumps on the bed like it used to, just to protect its owner, and it's still doing that. It's still protecting the owner. Um, so the message basically says, "Don't worry about him. He's going to be okay, or he is okay, and now he's making sure that you're okay." Um, anyway, so that's all I got from him. Okay, so what is it? 2741. Okay, let's keep going on. So Angie Lynch. And okay, so what's going on in your life, Angie? Let's see. Um, you seem to have a grandfather that's kind of sitting behind you and poking you in your back. It's almost like he's trying to get you to get out of the chair or perhaps move forward. Um, it's just I just feel that he's trying to get you to move forward or do something that's different, I guess. Um, and you may get coins or whatnot with him around you. Um, and I also see a little dog with him. Don't know why. Perhaps he had a little dog, or somebody in the family had a little dog, but he's just saying the little dog's annoying him because it's always barking. Um, again, they joke. So I'm kind of feeling that there's going to be, over the next little while, there's going to be a little bit of a loss of a friend, um, which just means that you're going to be shifting friends around. Some friends are going to shift away. You're also going to find other people in your life. Um, and it's like a freeing up of all the stuff that you've been holding in, and all the people you keep with you just because they're old friends, but they're really no benefit to you, or they're negative to you. And you're just going to kind of wake up one day, says, you know what, I keep them around me because they're old friends, but they have no benefit to me. So it's going to be a time for you to look at them and say, you know what, yeah, no, I need to find something new that's going to be uplifting and teach me things, and allow me to grow in different ways where you're being hampered by the people that are around you. um, You're also going to be seeked by a lot of people over the next little while for your wisdom of healing. Um, so more of people coming to you and you learning that you can only give them 10 minutes, or else they're going to influence you too much. So as people move towards you, you're going to have to learn that boundaries and how to set up boundaries with people, um, but also see success with work or money. Obviously, I always get these cards. That over try not to have overspending. That's always about Christmas, and times it's only like 3 months away. Um, so this is kind of the movement I see you headed spiritually as well. It's just the shifting of people and the shift and moving yourself into a much more uh, less negative friends and more people that want to teach you and you want to learn and be much more beneficial between the two friends. So anyway, so that's all I have for you. So yeah, so Georgie Baker. Any messages for me would be great. Okay. Okay, so the first one I'm getting is I don't know if this is a mother or this is an aunt. It certainly feels like it's somebody that's not a grandmother, but somebody that's close to you. Because I certainly feel a lot of loving from this person. Um, and one of the things I'm being told is to let you know that um, passing over is not what it is told, and what it uh, and what we do not have to have fear of. Um, so this person seemed to have passed, fairly recently, and just letting everybody know or letting you know that they're very happy, they're at peace. I get this message from this person again. I'm not good at names, um, but if it's not a mother, then it's somebody that's very close to being a mother. Anyway, so it's kind of a very loving feeling to let everybody know that she did hear you say goodbye, and she wants everybody to know she is still taking care of you and still loving you. Um, and every once in a while, you might feel her around you. You might feel the middle of your palms start to vibrate as they hold your hands or they give you energy through it. Um, so, every time we get more and more activity in our palms, it's because there's more and more spirits around us that are giving us energy or trying to communicate. Um, and it's because our hands are our energy sources. We give out energy through our hands, and we throw negative energy through our feet. So if you feel your hands like vibrating for no apparent reason, or the little, we always say, hey, my hands are itchy, I'm going to get money. Well, it's usually because it's a spirit talking to you, or you're giving out energy, because that's our energy source. So I'm also getting the message that going to be new free time for you, which usually means you'll be able to sit down and do the things you want to do. You won't be so encased by helping other people. Um, and then it's just the creative side that comes in and say, you know what, I don't have to take care of this people. I don't have to take care of this people. And realizing that you don't have to solve other people's issues. Take time and enjoy and spend your time on you and not on other people. And also keep your money to yourself. Don't give it out to other people. And she understands there are certain people you kind of have to, but other people just keep your money. You never know when you're going to need it in the future. Anyway, so I hope that helps you. Again, I couldn't figure out if this was a mother or this was grandmother and aunt. Certainly one of those three. Anyway, so that was for Georgie Baker. Dum, 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 dum. Where am I? Oh, there we go. So okay, Janet Mosier. What am I doing here? Guidance, okay. Yeah, so of the 5 cards I've gotten for you, one of them that I'm getting for you is the so I have 2 cards here. I have about romance. I have the Lover's card and the Knight in Shining Armor. So these 2 cards typically means that somebody's going to be in your life and they're going to help you deal with things or move you through things in life. Whether this is a romance card or whether this is just good friend, because the Lovers doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have a lover. It just means that you're going to meet somebody either that's going to help you with the other card, somebody from a past life that's going to step in, and you're going to look at them and say, hey, I know you from somewhere else. But it's kind of a transition for you that over the next little while, you're going to get a lot of support to do things that you need to do. It's also about stepping aside and knowing where you are headed in life and choosing that without compromise. In other words, if you're going to decide to move somewhere, then people are telling you no. Make sure you check it out, but don't be influenced by somebody who's just trying to hold on to you just for themselves, and they're not thinking about you. And this is where you gotta have to think of, what is best for me and look at all 4 corners. Because I had to hear the seek directions kind of thing. There's a whole gamut of spirituality that's going to head your way. You're certainly going to increase a lot of your mediumship. Getting messages out of the blue and knowing things before other people know it. So kind of pay attention to these feelings you have or these thoughts in your mind, kind of things like you suddenly think of something and somebody else says it at the same time. And these are all kinds of things that'll come in that they'll certainly influence you in your decisions. So again, these are all spirits. They talk to us in our voice. So we may have these weird arguments going on in our head. So anyway, so the cards are just saying that there is a bit of change, but it's more about having that support. Somebody come in your support and help you make that change, with a lot of love and a lot of support. So anyway, so I hope that helps, and thank you for coming. So. Angie, I should go to Ireland and go visit you. DDD. Okay, so Jean Bailey. Sorry, not Jean, it's Jen. Okay. Sometimes I see letters and words backwards. That's just due to the stroke I had. I now see, like the aphasia. Sometimes you see words in the letters that are just in my eyes backwards, but then I have to look at them twice. Okay, from your best friend. Sometimes best friends are hard because, I don't have a lot of, they have to get permission, or I have to get permission from them to talk to you, and you have to give me permission, and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to go through your spirit guide to talk to him, or her, whichever one it is. I'm definitely feeling a male spirit, so all the feelings I'm getting here from this male, anyways, is I have a lot of love coming through, and just kind of like a big smile, and just kind of winking his eye. So the first message I'm getting from him is that it's just kind of get the hurt. It's party time. So he wants you to know that he's very grateful for you for having been a friend in his life. And certainly, you said you kind of open up a lot of things for him, and certainly let him know what a friend could be, because he, most of his life he didn't have a lot of good friends, but you turned out to be a good friend. He also wants you to know that you were together in a past life. And sometimes because you were a little annoying at him was because you were a parent to him in a different life. So at times he says you got a little bit annoyed, or more like a parent to him, but he's envisioning that you're going to have a very good time over the next 5 years. Certainly everything going to be very balanced, and he's going to help you with that. But he wants you to, and he knows it's hard to do, but he wants you to think of him in a much more positive way when you're grieving. Because his message to you is he's happy, he's fully re-energized. And he's certainly around helping people, his family and you and whoever had touched him in his life. He's now helping, because he just wants to give back what people gave to him. So if you suddenly think of him, because he says he likes to crawl into your bed when you're trying to sleep, so you may feel the bed move. So he just likes to roll into bed and poke you while you're trying to sleep, just to annoy you. And then you'll see him in your dreams. But again, these are all things that spirits do, just to let you know they're there. If you suddenly think of them, or you feel somebody touching you, things are moved, or drawers left open, these are all things spirits do. Anyway, so that's what I'm getting from him. I'm hoping that helps you. Again, this is a male I'm seeing in spirit. So I hope that helped in some way. And let me know if I'm completely off. Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of a little healing exercise, just for those guys who are interested in doing a bit of healing, or just a very quick learning. I like to throw this out every once in a while. Anyway, so So the first thing I want you to do, I mean, a lot of these exercises I give out are a lot of self-healing exercises. It's using our own energy to try and heal parts of our body, or to take away a little bit of pain in our bodies and whatnot. Um, so what I want you to do, and again, not everybody's able to do this, but whoever can, this is what I'm hoping would help people. Um, so I want you to, and do not use your physical hands, but I want you to, kind of envision, or think of your hand. You can stare at your hands if you want to, and just envision it in your mind. For those of you that might have a bit of pain in the fingers, or not in the finger joints, just kind of spread your fingers apart. And then I want you to take the other hand and spiritually take it. Don't use the physical hand, use the spiritual hand. Imagine it going to your other hand and just kind of pressing into each one of those joints. And as you're pressing the joints, just identify where there may be some pain. And so just envision it. And where that pain is, or if you have a pain there, just kind of stop there and fill that joint with a color you like. And then move on to the next one. Just I'll give you about 2 minutes to do that as I'm doing it. Okay. So anyways, that's an exercise that I use on the hands to try and find out where perhaps we have every knuckle we have is basically a mini chakra. So if there's pain there, maybe you need to put some energy into that. Every joint we have is its own little chakra. We have our 7 main chakras, but there's little ones that are in every one of our joints where all the energy has to go through. And so sometimes they get blocked, or they don't. We need to restart them. Okay, now let's see where we are now. Okay, so the bat. Okay, so the Badada. Okay. Let's see what the cards have to say for you. Okay, so the first thing I'm getting for you, when it comes to romance, there seems to be a bit of a hitch right now. If you're in a romance, then there might be a little bit of pause. If you're not, there's going to be a bit of a time for you, a bit of a delay before you move on to another romance. I kind of feel that, the cards are saying there's a focus on you to finish off your jobs, the things you need to do to move forward. One of them very possibly could be, a job or a career or whatnot, but it's like setting it down for your foundations type of thing. And I actually see over the next year, actually a loss of a friend that's going to open it up to have a relationship. So there might be somebody you're too focused on. If you're in a romance now, it just could also be somebody's going to come in to help you focus on fixing the romance. But if it's a new romance, it just means that, uh, if new one is coming in, it's going to take a bit of time to move forward. So, take that time to make sure that you're in a place where you can fall back on something. Um, Again, two cards saying new beginning starting over the next 6 months or so. So to me, that just means is take a bit of time, and then it looks like it's going to come in probably in a little while. Or if you're in a romance, it's going to improve around the 6 month mark. So instead, don't wait. Go do your stuff, and then eventually you're doing your stuff, and eventually this person who's supposed to be for you will suddenly appear. Most people I know, when they're looking for a relationship, it comes when they least expect it or when they give up looking for somebody. Again, that's just simply because spirits like to bring them to us, but if we're focused on too much, they can't give it to us. Anyway, I hope that helps you in some way. So thank you for coming. So just keep going down here. Ali, for some reason, I was been thinking about you for the last couple of days, and I guess maybe it was because I was feeling about the cat or whatnot. But the only thing I can tell you is that there's a man that's sitting beside you. He's about your age. And the feeling I'm getting is that either in this life or your last past life that he was a twin to you. So I think there's a lot of attraction there to animals because the two of you. I'm kind of seeing him handing a book, but it's almost like a book that he wants you to write. Maybe your love of animals or something that you've done for animals, but it's like writing a memoir or perhaps an actual book on that. But it's just like he's giving it to you, and he says, he'll help you do this. I don't know why this is. Maybe this has been a plan you had. No, but he's just, I guess, he's somebody who takes a lot care of a lot of animals because, standing behind him, I see all kinds of animals, cats and dogs all around. It's like he's got a yard full of dogs and cats. So, he's just telling me that he's the caregiver for all animals that have passed. So, he says, here's the book, and letting you know that he's okay. He says he's out there running around with the other cats and dogs. But there's something that he wants you to do about this book or this memoir. And I think it's just a lot of it is because both of you in a past life did this, and he's not with you this life. So I think he wants you to take the step further in doing this stuff. But anyway, so that's kind of all I have. That's what I'm getting for you. Like I said, I saw your name. It's been in my head for the last day and a half, and I guess he really wanted to give you a message. Okay, anyway. Okay, so okay. Let's go back up here because I've missed a few people here. Trying to get him to wait to pick somebody. Okay, well, so Susie Ann. So the first card I have that pops up for you is the stress and the huge worriness that's around you. And as you mentioned here, this is the card that popped up for you. It's just stress, worry, and so that's the first card, just confirming what you were saying. But a lot of the cards that pop up are also very positive. The message from your spirit guide is that sometimes you're clouding your head with too much stress and too much worry. So what you need to do is you need to clear out your head that you're worried about other people. Um, you know, remove the stress that's stopping you from being clarified to be able to deal with things that are around you. And again, it's just all about thinking and being logical instead of being emotional. Issues sometimes, we get emotional about it and we, kind of freak out. And the next day we wake up and you go, okay, well, I didn't really need to deal with, I didn't need to be that stressed out about it because it was a simple thing. But human nature is that, we always stress out about things we don't need to. But it's getting rid of little stresses before you can clear out the other one. I'm looking at these cards and the way they're showing is that, over the next little while, you are going to have a bit of money coming in that's going to help you with your stress. And you're going to have new directions, new people that are going to come and help that's going to guide you to being more in a positive way and having positive people around you. And once you get in that positive phase, then you're going to see that where the path is. I also see, maybe in about 8-9 months, you having enough money to take a trip, or you're going to take a trip somewhere that's going to help you. It might even be a move. But I see you definitely moving away from stress and moving into a place where you feel it'll be like a re-energizing or getting away from situations that are hurting you. So yes, there's some stress now. I see you moving, or making that efforts to become into the more positive way. And even though sometimes with the move they're showing me, maybe you don't want to do the move, but maybe you're really going to need to make that move. So anyway, so the stress with your is going to come away within the next 3 months, and then you're going to see the openings that you can finally take. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. I hope that helps in some way. It may, but thanks for coming tonight. I know it was very vague and not much help, but I can only tell you what people are telling me on the other side. So, okay, everyone. Well, thank you for coming out tonight. It's my 1 hour is up. So I'm glad to see you all come back again. So again, I'll be back on Wednesday. I am planning on having a live read on YouTube sometime this week. But I'm back every Wednesday at between 7 and 8 p.m. unless illness or, God forbid, something happening with the family. But again, thank you so much tonight, and I hope to see you sometime soon. Take care, everyone.